Howdy folks, I am Rex Ogle, aka Ray Terciero, and I am here to say thank you for nominating my book, Dona Quixote, Rise of the Night, to be on the Texas Bluebonnet Award Master List. Blows my mind because I remember way back when I was a kid reading Wait Till Helen Comes, which was also the Texas Bluebonnet winner of that year. I think it was 1989. I'm old. So I am here to tell you about Dona Quixote and answer some questions. Well, first off, it's a graphic novel. We all love graphic novels. And it's very exciting to be on this call with y'all. So, how do I decide which pen name to use? So, my birth name is Rex Earl Ogle III, which my dad names me. Obviously, that is from my dad's side of the family, but I am half Mexican, and my abuela used to call me Rey Terciero, which means third king, because I am Rex III. So yeah, I always do like a play on words whenever I use a pen name, which I've used many. So yeah, my abuela appears in a lot of my books. The reason I draw so much attention to her is she was always an angel to me. She always took care of me. She always had good things to say. I should have looked up a picture of her in the book first. There she is. So yeah, the abuela right there is very much based on my own. My grandmother was always supportive. She always told me that I could be my own hero, and that's kind of some of the elements that I put in my own book. The funny thing is, under my pen name Ray Terciero, I take classics that I read as a kid and I turn them into modern day graphic novels. With this one, I made it fantastical because I remember watching a cartoon in the 80s called Don Quixote and Sancho Panda. It was basically about a coyote and a panda. The coyote always had delusions of grandeur. He thought he was a knight, and the panda was always like, no, you're seeing things. And then my abuela actually told me that it was based on a 1600 Spanish novel, one of the first of its kind, and I was fascinated by that. So I remember like going to the library, looking it up in an encyclopedia, and being like, oh, wow, this is a really big book. I'm not going to read it. But, wouldn't it be cool if it was about a kid? So I wrote Dona Quixote, and I made Lucia the main character. And basically, I wanted to create a hero who is a descendant of Don Quixote. And every time she puts on the helmet, she can actually see supernatural stuff around her. And she has to defeat it to protect her town and her family and her friends. Well, in this one, she meets many monsters. She defeats some, she befriends others, but she does save her town. In the second book, which is actually already out, Flight of the Witch, there are witches. And they're lechuzas, so they turn into owls, which when I was a kid, I thought lechuza were very scary. They're right up there with La Llorona, who is more of a character in the first book. I took a lot of Texas mythology and supernatural and stories that I heard as a kid, mostly Hispanic ones, and I put them into this book because I don't think those monsters get quite as much love as Frankenstein and Dracula and the Invisible Man and all those monsters. So yeah, it was really fun to like play in that world, to take these creatures that I loved so much as a kid and just have fun with them. It's crazy because I was born in Texas. I was born in Abilene, and then I moved to Guam and Okinawa because my dad was in the Air Force, but then we moved back. I lived in San Antonio, San Marcos, Paris, Texas, Grapevine, Texas, and then I went to college at the University of Texas in Austin, where I graduated, and then I ran off to New York City because I really wanted to write books, and it wasn't happening in Texas, so I was like, I'm gonna move to New York and I'm gonna get a job in book publishing so I can learn more about how to write books. The reason I chose Laredo as my setting is because my abuela crossed the border. She used to live in Nuevo Laredo, and she would cross the border into Laredo to be a housekeeper. She would she would babysit, she would do mending of clothes. She basically had so many jobs before she moved to Abilene, and went to ACU and graduated, got a master's degree, and had 5 children, and made such an amazing impact on those lives and my life. And I'm just lucky to have her, and Texas will always be home to me. Advice for young writers, I'll try to be brief. 1, have a thick skin, because people are going to say no all the time. I have logged thousands of rejections. People have told me no so many times. I've written probably like 30 books that have not got published. Maybe one day. But yeah, so have a thick skin. Get used to people saying no. It's okay. Don't take it personally. That would be rule number 2. Don't take it personally. At the end of the day, if people are saying no, it may or may not have anything to do with you. So yeah, it's just let it slide off your back, because it is what it is. People are going to say no, but for every 99 no's, there's a yes. And then the third piece of advice I give you, that's pretty simple. You have to write. It's really easy to give up on your dreams, but if you work at it every day, even if it's just 30 minutes, I mean, eventually you'll start doing it more. You'll do it an hour. And yeah, so as I tell myself every day, get her done. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for reading Dona Quixote. Keep reading books, especially those written in Texas. And thanks again. Take care. Bye.